The Kirkland Art Center in Clinton presents Local Arts. Upstairs in the Key Bank building overlooking bustling Main Street in Cooperstown are the studios of artists Robert Schneider and Susan Goetz. This married couple has a traditional painting style, though one prefers landscapes and the other portraits and still lifes.
My parents were both artists, and my father's studio was in the house, and I was always watching, and I started my mother's art classes when I was 8 and posed for all my parents' friends and them, and I always just knew I would do it. It never was a question. I always wanted to paint people, portraits, and figurative work, and but I enjoy still life and landscape, and really I paint anything, but my favorite thing to paint, I would say, would be people. I don't know, I just always was attracted to people, and my husband always was attracted to landscape, and I don't know why that is. My father was attracted to still life. He painted everything as well, but his favorite thing to do was still life, and that was really what he was most accomplished at too. Oh, I prefer people to pose for their portrait, absolutely, under this north light. But I can't always get that, so I do work from photographs when I have to, and sometimes I combine them. I oftentimes do combine them. Something that's complicated with a difficult pose, especially with children, I oftentimes have to add the photograph with it. It's the way I learned to paint, was from life. And my parents studied back in the 30s when people always learned to paint from life. Now it's a different matter, but I just feel like it has more atmosphere, and you know, I enjoy it more.
I've always been interested in art, and landscape painting in particular, and I started studying later in life because I followed a different career path. I was in the hotel business, and that's how I ended up here, because I went to SUNY Delhi for their hotel school. And I always liked this part of New York State. So after working for a few years in the hotel business, I enrolled at the Art Students League in Manhattan and studied there for a few years in Vermont. And my teacher had a summer landscape workshop. So that's where I got the bulk of my training. We've been working and living together for close to 30 years. And it never hurts to have another set of eyes look over what you're doing, because you tend to overwork things, or it's nice to have somebody to say, do you think this is done, or do I need to work on it a little bit more? And well, you have to remember that this is my career. Hunger keeps me painting, and college tuition and mortgages, but and it's what I love to do, but it's also a business, so I have to keep that somewhere in the back of my mind.
You can visit Richard and Susan's gallery by chance or appointment, upstairs of the Key Bank building on Main Street in Cooperstown. Robert also has an opening reception at Elena's in Oneonta, Thursday, April 1st from 7 to 9.